Club Solutions Magazine podcast, the show where we go beyond the headlines to bring you real conversations with the leaders shaping the future of the fitness industry. Each episode, we explore the strategies, insights, and innovations driving success in today's club landscape and highlight the stories behind the brands and people raising the bar for our industry. Today, we're excited to be joined by Chad Shaw, COO of Fit Athletic Club in San Diego, a luxury wellness destination known for its elevated member experience, expansive recovery offerings, and trend-forward approach to fitness and community. We're diving into how Fit stays ahead of industry trends, what today's members value most in their wellness journey, and how the brand is reimagining connection and recovery as core pillars of the member experience. Let's get into it. Chad, welcome to the Club Solutions Magazine podcast. Really appreciate you taking the time today.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, I guess to start, give us a little bit of background on how long you've been with Fit Athletic Club, how you got started with them, and then just an overview of the brand in general for those who may not be aware.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been with Fit for about 17 years now. Came from a 24-hour fitness background. Went to college at San Diego State, originally from Los Angeles, but coming to college out here, once you come to San Diego, it's impossible to leave.
Beautiful city.
Beautiful city. And then been with Fit for about 17 years in all types of roles, managing the clubs, and then up into the level that I'm at now, which is the Chief Operating Officer. And then Fit has been around since 2002. It started in Houston. Our owner, Scott Lutwack, started that location. And it was extremely successful. But then he realized that once he came in vacation one year in San Diego, he was like, I'm going to move the brand out here to San Diego. And then so within a year after him coming out here and visiting, we opened up our East Village location. And the rest was history. That was back in 2008.
Wow. Amazing. For those who may not be familiar with the brand, talk a little bit about some of the key differentiators, what makes you guys really stand out. To start, you guys have some of the most beautiful and well-designed facilities I've ever seen, but yeah, just give us an overview.
We like to refer to ourselves as the social wellness club. Our finishes and our equipment are state-of-the-art. They're really nice. The design of the clubs, they're more like urban feeling, like really cool, hip, the music and all that stuff that really creates an energy. But I think what really separates us is how we engage our community, how we engage with our members, the events that we provide. Yeah, I think that our differentiator is really the community that we build. The gyms are really nice, but beyond that, anybody can build a really nice gym. So it's how we're engaging our members, I think, is what separates us.
Yeah, can you talk about some of the things that you guys do to really engage your community?
First thing, our demographic at our locations is between 25 and 45. A lot of younger business professionals, they work from home. And so they want to be social, right? A lot of times after COVID, a lot of people work from their house. So it's like the only time they ever leave their house is really to go get something to eat maybe, or go to the gym. Our rule of thumb is let's try to keep our members at the gym as long as possible. So we want to be able to provide as many things for them to do at the locations that we possibly can, whether that be recovery, obviously group X, wellness, resistance training, pool, social, food, every possible thing you can think of. We try to offer that to be able to keep our members there and engaging, not only with the staff, but with other customers as well.
Very cool. And that leads well into a question I was going to ask you, which is about Fit Social, your luxury social wellness day club. Can you talk about what inspired that and maybe how that ties into what you just shared?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and again, community is everything to us. So really, we wanted to find a place for our members to go. Like right now, we have 73 events. We have Yoga at the Shell is one of the events that we do. We have 1,000+ people doing yoga classes out there at Yoga at the Shell once a month. We have a couple bigger ones where we can see up to 4,000 to 5,000 people at these yoga events, and they're
Wow,
huge productions. And that's free to our members and the community that we provide. We have parties. We have 2 big parties that we have about 3,000 members go to. One closer to the beach at Fit Social, actually. And the other one, typically somewhere in San Diego, is it's our Fit Formal party, which is bring all of our members together. Everybody gets dressed up. And so we wanted that place to be able to have our members go to, not only for events, but just on the daily. We thought, what better place than the location at Mission Beach had a restaurant already attached to it. It was called Beach House. So then we rebranded it and remodeled it and called it Fit Social. So now our members can go there and not only can they eat, can they drink, but they can co-work, they can recover. We have outdoor saunas, cold plunges, stretching. We have breathwork classes out there. So it's really just like a hub almost outside of the gym for our members to go relax and just hang out. I always tell people I have the best job on the planet because I don't know how people work out before and after work. I'm at the gym. So it's like the fact that like people can really manage their time and figure out work an 8 or a 10 hour a day and then have to go work out or even try to get it in before where I get to just go work out when I please and just walk 10 feet away. So it's like, how do we create that for our members, right? And that's creating social spaces and co-working places inside of the gym where they can essentially have a job similar to mine, where they can work at a beautiful place, but also like in between, they can go recover, sit in the sauna, go do a jacuzzi or a cold plunge. So yeah, it's something that was needed and it's where the industry is going.
Yeah, I love that. Because I think it's very important as a club and a gym to really think about the unique challenges your membership are facing and how you can serve them. And I do feel like we've talked about the loneliness epidemic for a long time in the industry and outside of it. And it's really cool to see what you guys have done there to meet all those needs in one offering.
Yeah. Yeah. The members are honestly, they're loving it. We have tons of people out there all day long. It's a known fact that they don't really drink. They're not really going out to bars. They call them the swole generation. Like they want to be healthy. They have so much information at their fingertips. And this is the place that we want them to be. And this is where they want to be. So why not connect people here?
Yeah. Fit Athletic Club, just from working with you guys, you're very much on the cutting edge, and in particular with recovery. So I'd love for you to just give an overview of some of the recovery offerings that you have, how they're programmed and integrated into the member experience, and maybe just what advice you'd give to other operators who may be looking to expand more in that area.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For us, we include recovery in the membership. We just think that it builds value, trying to offer it as an add-on, which a lot of people are successful at. At Fit, we're just not really good at that. We've determined that we'd rather just include everything and let our members have it all. So that's one thing, right? So we don't charge extra for it, which then in turn gives it very high utilization, but it's what the members want, right? And yeah, we have percussion therapy, we have hot cold therapy, saunas, in rooms, cold plunges. We have cryo units. We have massage chairs you can go just use them through human touch. They're phenomenal. We have red light therapy. So there's just so much information now that out there, and especially with people like Joe Rogan, Laird Hamilton, all these guys with their podcasts, they talk about this stuff all the time. And the generation that, is working in clubs, like they listen to all that, they know it all. They know how much wellness and recovery is important now. Back in the day, it was like work out as hard as you possibly can, rip your muscles to absolute shreds. If you couldn't sit down the next day or barely walk, then you did it right. And nowadays, it's like studies have shown that like recovery is just as important. Your muscles have to recover. They have to be able to build back stronger. If you're not allowing them to do that, then you're not going to really see the results that you want. Recovery is just a huge thing now that like it's just embedded in our DNA at Fit now. Every new location, we will have all that stuff. Saunas, social saunas, anything recovery that you could possibly be, all the things that I already named.
Yeah. So you're seeing a very high adoption rate among your consumer base for these offerings.
Tons. It's hard to even get into any of the chairs or use the equipment because people are just in them all day long.
Okay. Wow. And even the cold plunge, because that one seems the most would seem to have the maybe highest barrier to entry because you have to actually submerge yourself.
Yeah. So I've done many cold plunges, and every time I do them, I'm freaking out when I'm in there. You know what I mean? I'm hyperventilating and for the first minute, right? And then you relax and you get into this like Zen moment. It's the most amazing thing, right? But then I see these other people, they just go and they just get in, and it's just like nothing to them. And
Yeah.
it's a lot more people than you think. And I look at them, I'm just like, how are you doing that? Like, how is this not even affecting you in any way? The cold plunges, like people love them. I mean, it's like the biggest thing now. And partly due to Joe Rogan, Laird Hamilton, all those guys talking about all this stuff, it's become this mainstream thing. It used to be just athletes doing them. And now it's everyone doing them. And yeah, you would think that it would be, but man, those cold plunges, they're busy all day long.
Okay,
It's
interesting.
crazy to see.
Interesting. Any advice for operators who may be listening and want to do recovery really well?
Don't really follow trends. Don't go out there and just anything happening, just go ahead and do it and buy it. Because a lot of this stuff, it's not cheap. It's high-end massage chairs, red light therapy booths, cryo, Copeland. They're not cheap at all. It's a big investment. And when thinking about doing recovery, do a lot more research. Do a lot more research and then listen to your members. Your members will tell you really what they want. I think that's the main advice is listen to the members, listen to your community, and just do as much research as you possibly can before you make these investments because there's lots of gimmicky things out there. And these things could be 10, 20, 30, $40,000 for some sort of light therapy that no one's heard of or that's going to use. So stick with what works. Keep it simple.
Yeah, so true. Group fitness has also been a huge part of your all's identity from the beginning. Which programs or class formats are resonating the most with your members right now?
Yeah, Reformer Pilates has made a huge resurgence, right? It was really big about 10 years ago, and then it didn't go away. It was still out there. But now it's like Reformer Pilates is huge. And we made that jump, right? Spin has been a little bit less popular. We've taken our spin rooms and turned them into reformer Pilates centers, and you can't even get in them. People are booking weeks in advance, paying extra, even though they are included. Again, we're not good at upselling, so we just include everything. You can pay to reserve a spot if you want to in advance. These things are booked out weeks in advance, and so it's very popular. And then mat Pilates and yoga are obviously the next two biggest things in the repertoire. We have other classes called Fit Grid. They're more HIIT training style classes using like treadmills. There's small group, almost like small group training. Those are very popular as well.
Okay. What do you think it is about reformer Pilates that is so attractive to people right now?
Number one, it's huge on social media. It's huge on social media. And there's a lot more information out there about Pilates. Before it was, what is this machine? What is this reformer? You had to take a whole hour-long seminar to even convince anybody to get on it. With social media, with all the information out there, people really understand the value of it. And they understand that it's a ridiculously hard workout.
Yeah.
It's not easy, right? It puts you in your place really quickly. So you better have your ego in check if you think you're going to go in there. I think what the real things is information out there. And in turn, it's getting a lot of more like male men going in and taking these classes where it was almost 100% female beforehand. So, yeah.
Yeah, I did Pilates for a couple years prior to having my first kid. And yeah, it's challenging for sure. But I think that's part of the fun is you just feel so accomplished. And honestly, in terms of results, nothing has been better for me, at least. So that's cool to hear others.
It's funny when someone first goes in, right? You could have a big bodybuilder or just a guy that's pretty strong, right? And they think they have some real core strength. And then you get on that Pilates and they start shaking really bad and they can't control it. And you're just like, it really puts your ego in check that there's so many different ways to work out.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing that's been very popular, obviously strength training. I'm guessing you guys are seeing similar trends at your gyms. But yeah, anything that you can share in regards to that strength training trend as to how your members are adopting it or what they're gravitating towards?
Strength training, it used to be primarily male, right? In the weight room, 90% of the people in the weight room were males. And after COVID, right? People back in the day, women wanted to look like Jane Fonda. Now they want to look like more like Kim Kardashian, where they have a little bit more lean body mass. And being out there in the weight room, it's insane. The weight rooms are packed now, and it's about 50-50. After COVID, the weight room has become a huge focus for us to ensure that, like at any new location, that our weight room is a top priority to make sure that we have the most amount of square footage for it, because that's where 90% of the people in your gym at any given time are. So like the weight room is going to be a critical piece to ensuring that your facility is successful. If you don't have enough equipment, if people are constantly waiting, you have to adapt now. Almost everyone in your gym is going to be in that weight room. You can't depend on 50% of the female population just hanging out in group X anymore. And it's phenomenal to see and we love it.
Yeah. I think another thing driving that is goes back to what you're saying about the podcasters like Joe Rogan and Huberman in particular comes to mind that are talking about the importance of strength training and recovery. Do you feel like it's important for gym operators to be listening to some of those consumer podcasts that are driving a lot of these trends just so they can understand what members are wanting and expecting?
It's not something that like they should do. It's something that they have to do, right? That's where your client is getting all their information, right? So why wouldn't you want to go and be ahead of that game and really understand what they're listening to? And also these people on the podcast, they know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? It's not just like some random guy saying things that he's never done or seen or so it's like you listen to these podcasts, it's amazing the stuff that's out there. Absolutely super important for operators, gym business owners to be able to stay in touch and listen to as many different health and wellness podcasts as you possibly can.
Yeah. As you mentioned, wellness is evolving so rapidly. So, how do you guys decide what trends to lean into and maybe which to stay away from? Or what's that kind of decision-making process look like?
Yeah, we know what our end is, right? We know what we stand for. We don't try to go outside of our lane, right? But we do try to be innovative as we possibly can. And so for us, again, the thing that we're good at is creating community. And when we're looking at different trends, we try to say, okay, does it fit within our brand standards? Does it help us grow? Does it help our members grow? Is it can help our employees grow? Does it affect the lifestyle of our employees, the lifestyle of our members? Does it help our community? Is it innovative? Those are the things that like we look at and have to check really all the boxes before we take the next step. Right. So when we thought of Fit Social, it just fit right in with every single box that we wanted to achieve. And so we ran with it and the rest is history there.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you're really proud of that you'd like to share?
I think that the thing that I'm most proud of is how we've gotten our members to interact with each other, right? Because you mentioned the lonely generation. And with the brand that we built, people know that when you remember at Fit, it's a place to meet other people. It's not just a place that you go and put in your headphones, which people do, obviously, but they're going to give you the opportunity to make new friends, create new business relationships, maybe meet a significant other. They're going to put you in positions to be able to go to events and do things that are outside of just the fitness realm. Of course, we're going to provide all the classes, the wellness, the recovery, the resistance training, the cardio, nutrition, all that stuff we're going to have. And that is our focus too. But to be able to create that community and put people in that event space, that's something that I feel I haven't seen anyone else really do well. And due to the extent that we've been able to do it and our members have really responded to it, and that's what's helped us gain that traction. That's something that I feel I haven't seen anyone else do. So I'm super proud of that. And it takes a lot of vision, but it takes a lot of people. You hiring the right people, having the right people to implement that. Because if you want your members to get together and do these types of events, and you got to have people that you work with you that also want to do those things too, or else it's never going to take off.
Yeah, anything that you guys do from a leadership perspective to attract great talent and keep great talent, because as you said, you can't really accomplish anything without that component.
I mentioned growth, which is one of our core values. Obviously, money, paying well is something that, like, of course, we do, and it's out there, but studies have obviously shown that money is not the main motivator for most people. People want to be able to grow. They want positive reinforcement. They want positive affirmations. Like, they want to feel like they're making a difference and they have a purpose. Yeah, we do tons of our onboarding process for every single department is really extensive. And we really show them that we care. We try to be very personable from management down. And we're constantly doing coaching plans. I think one thing that we're really good at is we try not to coach on the fly, right? There's no impromptu coaching. There's not none, but minimal, right? Because anytime you're doing impromptu coaching, it's usually because somebody did something bad.
Yeah.
Right? They did something you saw you didn't like. So then you pull them aside and you coach them, right? And so we try to nip those in the bud and be more proactive, right? Every manager meets with every single one of their employees every single month, and they do coaching plans or things that like the employees want to work on. It's not, oh, you need to work on this X, Y, and Z. We ask them what they want to work on, what deliverables they want to achieve, and that's professionally and personally. And then we add a couple things here and there on top of that to make it better. I think that's something that we really take pride in, is how we help our employees grow. And look, we only have 4 locations, right? So it's not like we have 100. We have a lot of talented people, and they stay with us because even though sometimes there isn't anywhere for them to go or grow up, but they still stay because we're constantly trying to help them grow, even if there's not a spot for them.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that you guys ask for their feedback too on where they want to improve and what they want to focus on, because I think that intrinsic motivation piece for employees is super important, and it's not always easy to get. So I think that's really cool that you guys have taken that approach.
Yeah, it's honestly the most important thing to us, right? People is the number one thing. Fit wouldn't be what it is and wouldn't be able to go where it's trying to go without the right people. So it is the number one priority.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything on the horizon for Fit Athletic Club that you'd like to shout out? Anything that you guys are excited about as you look at the next 6 to 10 months?
Yeah, we have a couple possible locations coming to fruition. So nothing that I can really talk about yet, but they're in San Diego. And so hopefully we can talk about those soon. Stay tuned with Fit Social. We're doing a lot more stuff there, a lot more events. And so we are adding more programs out there. And again, you're right on the ocean, you're right on the beach. And we're really excited about that.
Awesome. Keep me in the loop. I'd love to hear more when you can share.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.